Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I did a little introduction at the start of a video. So my name is Marsha, I'm a real estate agent, and my planner channel is called Buy, Sell, Plan because I'm a real estate agent. Usually with real estate, we say buy, sell, invest. So how I came up with the name was buy, sell, and then plan because I love planning, and being an entrepreneur and a successful real estate agent requires a lot of planning and being organized and tracking and measuring, all that good stuff. So if you like to see how somebody does all of that, then definitely I hope that you stick around and subscribe for more content. I also do a lot of DIY things because I'm always wanting to make my planner even more pretty. It's functional, but it's pretty. So this video, I am going to be recapping July and planning for August. It is the 29th of July, and I'm at my cottage, as you can tell by the table. I will not have a chance tomorrow or Monday the 31st. I'm back to work on Monday. I'm on vacation. Been on vacation for about 2 weeks now. So I thought, you know what? I have a small window. Let's get this done now. My planning task cards here. I'm gonna grab my monthly. If you're curious where these cards are from, I will link them below. I bought them from a shop here in Ontario. They're Italian. They're called Foglietto. Here's what they look like without anything on them. And they're different colors and sizes and styles. And I just love these cards. But yeah, I know that the planner, or I shouldn't say planner, stationery shop, they're called Fidon pens. They ship in North America. I'm not sure if they ship overseas. They probably do, but I will link her shop below if you would like to check that out. Okay, so first up is to do my month recap. So there's a couple things that I recap. So I'm going to go to my CEO tab where I have my KPIs. That's my cover page. There we go. My KPIs, seller appointments, buyer appointments, social media growth, and my monthly and quarterly activity numbers. So I'm not going to show you the first two because it has buyer and seller information on it. So I'm going to flip over. And here's where I track my social media numbers. I'm not going to do this just yet because they're 29th. Yeah, there's 2 days plus today, 3 days left in the month. So I will be doing this, my social media one anyways. I'll be doing that first thing Tuesday morning, because that's the first. But everything else I'm going to do. So I track my numbers here. So I'm going to put my numbers in for July. I do know that I did not hit my numbers. I had 2 weeks off in July, plus I was tired. So, and we were very busy with active listings. Yeah, so I was very busy working in my business, not really a whole lot of time to work on my business as far as doing my calls and going on new, fresh appointments, things like that. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. All right, so I have my activity numbers in there. So as far as my numbers here, my goal was 112 contacts. I did 15, so that's minus 97. 18 leads, I did 3, minus 15. Appointments booked, 4, did 1, minus 3. Appointments held, 3, did 1, minus 2. Contracts signed, I signed on 1. My goal was 3, so minus 2. And then firm deals, 2. Goal was 3, so minus 1. All right. So I'm going to set up my goals. No, not yet. So now what I need to do is look at where I am year to date. So what I'm going to do is here are my numbers from January to June. I'm going to add July numbers and I'm going to write them in here for my January to July so I can see where I am at year to date. So I've fallen off track a little bit for the year. So contact wise, I'm okay. I'm 1,000 I'm ahead by 1,116 for contacts. So I'm definitely doing enough calls. Leads, I've generated 50 out of 131, so I'm minus 81. Appointments booked, 26 out of 26. So I've booked enough appointments based on the leads I've generated, based on the contacts that I have spoken to. So I'm on track for that, but appointments held, 22 out of 23, so I'm off by 1. Contracts signed, so the goal by end of July was to sign on 21 new clients for the year so far, and I've signed on 17, so I'm minus 4. And then firm deals, the goal was to have 20. So far I'm at 17, so minus 3. What's important to note, I don't really share my my commission goal, my financial goal. I'm on track for my gross commission income. So I'm exactly halfway to where I want it to be for the year. I'm just behind in my transaction goal. So what that shows me is that my average sale price per house or per deal is higher than what I guess you could say budgeted for lack of better words, when I was doing my my planning, my goal planning. Okay, but I still want to make up these numbers, because you never know. You never know what's going to be coming down the pipeline as far as houses. I have sold quite a few condos this year, with like apartment condos that were a lot lower than, let's say, detached homes. Detached homes on average in my area are selling for $1,005,000 as of end of June. Whereas the average sale price for a condo, what was that? 4 something. I don't have the exact number. So yeah, it all depends on what you sell. It's not always just about the transactions. It's the average sale price that you are selling at. Okay, so that's my year to date for my numbers there. I did my monthly recap for June. Now let's take a look at my goals tab. And we're gonna open up here my, I made all my inserts on Canva. If you're new here, I get asked that a lot, where you can buy these inserts. You cannot buy them. I made them myself on Canva, and I am in the process of researching how to open up a printable shop. I'm getting more and more people wanting these, especially people in sales and in real estate. So stay tuned for that. I am hoping to be launching for 2024, but I don't know. I'm not promising anything. It's a lot of work, and in my spare time is when I sit down and, you know, work on inserts and try and get this done. So I don't always have time to do it because it's not my job. It would be more of a side hustle. But it's something that I am passionate about, because I've been planning for many, many years, paper planning. I've tried all the different styles of inserts, and nothing suits real estate agents that I have found for a ring-bound system. So this is why I made my own. So now I'm like, oh, more and more realtors are asking how they can get these. So yeah. And I'm mindful of making them suitable, not just for realtors, but for people in business in general, in sales. Okay, back to what I was doing. So my top 3 goals for July: self-care, business development. So for self-care, it was to get into routine. So going to bed and waking up at the same time. I have been doing that, but just late. Like, I go to bed late and I wake up late. I'm very lucky that I don't have to wake up with an alarm clock. I make my own hours. I make my own schedule. It's lovely. However, I do want to go to bed earlier, and I do want to wake up earlier. That is a goal that I have. So I am doing that. I have been doing that. I just need to adjust when I'm going to bed and when I'm waking up. Morning movement. I have not been doing morning movement. Again, that is just when I feel like it. Meals at the same time. Not really. I mean, yes and no, but it's not consistent. Okay, so business goals: stay focused on these things, and we are doing very well with these. So our follow-up boss, that is the CRM that we use, so we call it FUB. Organization and automation. That was a hard word. So we are doing awesome with that. Ryan has been working so hard we were using Follow Up Boss for years, and then because I downsized my team, we switched to a different CRM, and we realized after a couple of months that it just cannot do what we need it to do, so we went back. So it's a lot of reorganization that Ryan has had to do, but he did it, and he's still doing it. It's awesome. Weekly team meetings. We have been doing our weekly team meetings. We're on vacation. We've been on vacation for 2 weeks, so we did do one right before we left. Follow up 2 to 3 times a week. As you can see, I'm behind on my numbers, so I did not do that. And then I have been role playing and providing support for Tyler wherever necessary. Human design, my goal was to finish my projector course. I'm on my very last week. So you know what? I have 2 days. I will be finishing that. Actually, I'm going to check that off. I'm going to work on that today. It's a rainy day here at the cottage. So we go back home Monday morning. So I will have time to do that later today. And then journaling about my experiences and my ahas. I have been doing that. I have not really been focusing on the affirmations though. So that I'm going to want to continue to do. As far as where I want to be, here's my goals for year to date. I'm sorry, for the third quarter, July to September, these are the goals that I set. I wanted to finish my year goals by end of September. I'm off to a bit of a late start with that because of taking a couple weeks off in July, and we will also be taking a couple weeks off in August. So that's probably not going to happen. My no spend focus, I have been a rock star at that, you guys. Here's my 66-day challenge. I started this June the 1st. So this is if you're not familiar, there's a book I highly recommend that you read called The One Thing. And this would benefit anybody. It doesn't matter what career you're in. It's not even necessarily career related. It's just life in general. But there's 7 circles of life they talk about: finances, spiritual, physical, personal, relationships, job, and business. And then there's a 66-day challenge that you can do for whatever area of your life that you want to develop some sort of a habit. And so for me, this is finances. Not spending my personal money on my hobby, my planner related things. And I have money in my PayPal account, and I've set a rule for myself that I'm only allowed to spend what's in my PayPal account. So it has forced me to be very particular about what I purchase. And so, yeah, I'm almost at the 66 day, and it feels good. It's like, if it's more money than what's in my PayPal, nope, I have to build up my PayPal in order to afford that, that type of idea. So yeah, I'm doing very well with that. I'm probably going to continue it on into, for another 66 days because it feels good. Physiotherapy, I've been doing pretty good with that. I'm in physio for a few things: my pelvic floor, my neck and shoulder, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm not as consistent as I could be. I got to work on that. My routines, routines as far as, I have to move these because I have them in my journal. My AM, I just realized that on the bottom right corner was the way I've moved my camera. Or zoomed in, it is, there we go. I don't know if you noticed that there's a bit of a fog on the bottom right corner because the tripod was covering the camera. Okay, I've got my routines here: AM, PM routines, and then my weekly routines. I got to put those back in here. So I made these myself with my label maker. I think if I have a video on this, I will link it below. I'm not sure if I filmed this or not, but I do have. It's probably in my DIY playlist. I have made task cards before, so if you'd like to check those out, feel free. But anyhow, so these are my routines. So my goal was to get really good with my routine. So for my morning routine, I want to stretch, do my Kegels, wash my face, water before coffee. That I am very good at. I drink a lot of water in the morning before I start drinking coffee. I only have 2 cups a day in the morning. I have 2 of these, and I drink decaf. So I have these mugs at home too. So that's all I have for coffee. And then the rest of the day, it's water or decaf tea, like herbal teas. Review my goals every day. That I'm not 100% with. And then review my schedule and my tasks. That I do. And then my PM routines, I wanted to do some sort of a movement, do my journaling, read, update my planner, inbox zero. That I'm not good at. I need to get better with that. Liver detox. So that is, my naturopath has me doing a castor oil pack on my right side with a heating pad to help with liver detox. So my goal is to do that a few times a week. Yeah. And it's really good because, you know, our livers absorb and have to process everything from stress hormones to toxins in the environment. If you take medications, you know, everything that you eat and drink. So that's important. And then to do a face massage. So I have that, what is that called? If I think of it, if I can find it, I'll put it on the bottom of the screen here, but it's, yeah. And then deep breathing. That's actually part of my physio. So those are my goals when it comes to my AM and PM routines. So that's what I mean by routines. So there are some that are just second nature to me now, and there's others that I still have to work on. Time blocking. So it's one thing to time block. It's another thing to actually follow that time blocked schedule. So I have fallen off the wagon. I was doing really, really good. Now I was on vacation there. I've been doing really good at, you know, when I do my Sunday planning for the week, when I'm going to be doing my follow-up calls, when I'm doing my CEO time, and just time blocking the top 20% of activities that give me 80% of my results. And yeah, I did really well for a little while, and then I just fell off the wagon. So I need to get back to that. Our systems, 100%, we're getting there. We're almost there. Automation, same thing, systems and automation. 2024 inserts, I'm almost done actually. I need to research printable shops, human design, continue with my human design experiment, which I need to be a little bit more on top. I listen to podcasts all the time, but I actually need to sit down and do the work. Regular team meetings, we've been doing that. And then low sugar diet, we've been doing that. Like I drink my decaf black. No processed foods, only eating whole foods. The odd time though, over the last couple of weeks, because we've been on vacation, I've had a couple strawberry refreshers from Starbucks. Those are my favorite. Those are my weakness. But I get them with water, not the lemonade. So there's a lot less sugar, but still. Other than that, we're really good. Ryan and I both are on a low sugar diet. But what I mean by sugar is like no processed sugar. I eat potatoes. I eat, you know, rice, fruit. It's just the processed stuff. All right. So that's how I'm doing with that. So now we need to set up my goals for the month. Okay. Now let's get my brain dump notebook. So I had shared with you guys when I think when I did my quarter, I've got way too much stuff on this table, you guys. I've like taken over this. This is our dining table. Like we have an office. Or not an office. I'm in a very small cottage. We have a desk in one of the bedrooms. But that's Ryan. Ryan has so much administrative things to do. Even when we're up here on vacation, like Ryan is still, there's always an administrative task that needs to get done. Yeah, so I just take over the table. Plus, I like all the light here right beside the nice bright windows. So what I did was when I did some goal planning, I did a recap of where I was January to June, like a really deep dive into my actual numbers. And then I did this exercise to figure out what my numbers were for the last half of the year. So I'm just going to refer to this. So I have them right here, what I need to do as far as for the next 7 months. So that's July to December, and then divided by 12. So this is what I need to do per month. So I'm just going to reference this while I do my numbers here, in case you're wondering what that is all about. So I put where I should be by the end of August, or these are my August goals here. And then this is where I should be by the end of August for the year. So what I did was I took what the goal was here for end of July, and I added on the numbers for August. So that's where I should be for everything. So if I'm able to make up these 3, 4, 1 deficit, I will be at these numbers. Making up 81 leads in 1 month, that's nearly impossible unless I'm throwing a lot of money at online leads. But I don't like to do that because only 1% of them will actually be quality. So I like to do a lot of follow-up in my database because I've spent years building up my database with potential business. So I need to nurture that and follow up with people constantly so that that's where my future business comes from. So that's the goal. I'm 8 years in now, and that's the goal. I don't need to be doing the cold calling and the open houses and, you know, all of that stuff. That's what Tyler does, being a brand new realtor, and I'm nurturing the existing business that I have in my database. So to make up 81 in 1 month, I mean, I would have to be doing a lot of calls, and I do not have the energy for that. All right, so that is that. And then team numbers, I will do this off camera because this is mine and Tyler's numbers together. And we will be having our July recap and August set up meeting this coming week. So that's when I will be going over all of that with Tyler. All right, so those are this month's goals. What I'm going to be doing here, I want to show you on my monthly. So on my monthlies, I have a dashboard. I've changed this up for not for August because I didn't want to reprint them. It was a waste. There's nothing wrong with these with these, so I'll just probably put them down here. But what I'm doing as of September on is I'm doing a section here for what my goals are. As far as activity, my activity goals are for each month. So there's September, October, November, and December. So this is what my inserts for next year are going to look like. And then I just have a spot down here for main focus because what I've been finding as the year has been going on, so here's January, I haven't really been, I have a lot of times I actually have more birthdays or home anniversaries than what I have room for. Right? So I've just kind of stopped writing them in. I just whited all of those out just so that the information wasn't visible. But you can see that I wasn't really using all of the areas that I made. Like these are birthdays. Like I ran out of room. Yeah, so that's why I switched things up a little bit. And that's June. So we had a really good June, lots of closings there. But I didn't write birthday. I've stopped writing birthdays in. Like Ryan prepares my birthday cards for me based on, and again, in our CRM, who has, out of our clients who has a birthday. And I do the birthday cards, like I hand write my birthday cards, and we put in like a gift card for Starbucks or Tim Hortons. Depending if they live in a rural area, they're not going to have a Starbucks, so we give them one for Tim Hortons. That type of thing. So Ryan prepares them for me so that I know whose birthdays so I don't need to write them down necessarily. So what I've done is for September, I've changed it to closings, social media focus. I still want the closings in there. Projects that I'm working on, whether it's for work or for home, personal, whatever, and then my numbers for the month, and then my main focus. So I'm really excited to start using this format. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is write down my numbers here, just so that they are front and center at the beginning of each month, because what I'm doing in my KPI numbers here is I'm writing down, that's year to date. I'm writing them down here, but I'm writing down what my goal is. Okay, I'm not writing it down plus my deficit. So that's what I plan on doing here. So if I do contacts, I'm just gonna put the letter. Contacts, leads, appointments booked, appointments held, And this will be contracts signed and then firm deals. It doesn't look pretty, but whatever. So my goal is 112 contacts, even though for the year, I'm 1,116 ahead. So even though I had a deficit of 97 for July, I don't need to make up that 97 because I was very follow-up lead gen heavy at the first, 5 months of the year. So my goal is still going to be 112. There's no deficit to make up there. Leads, however, the goal's 18 leads. And normally if I have a deficit, I set a stretch goal. But I have yet to, my goal is 17, was 17 until I redid my numbers, 18 leads per month. And if I haven't done that yet, I'm not going to make up a deficit of 15. So we're just going to leave that at 18. Appointments booked, the goal is 4 per month. And I have a deficit. Actually, let's look at where I am year to date and see if I'm okay. I think I am. For appointments booked, I am. So I still have to book my 4 to stay on track for the year, but I will have a deficit for appointments held. So appointments held, I need 3, and I missed that goal by 1. So it's 3, and then in brackets, I'm gonna do stretch goal of 4. Actually, I'm gonna take this out because it's getting hard to write on it. All right. I hope this is making sense. So contract signed, the goal is 21. But I will have a stretch goal. I missed that goal by 4. So that means that I would need to have a stretch goal. Oh my gosh, no, pay attention, pay attention. Where's my pencil case? $21 is year to date. What is my goal? What is my goal for? There we go, 3, that's better. I was like 21 contracts signed in 1 month? Good Lord. I'm gonna switch pens because the fountain pen doesn't write very well on whiteout. So for appointments held is 3. Okay. And I missed that goal by 4. No. I missed it by 2, but I'm behind by 4 for the year. There we go. So if I wanted to make that up for the year, that means that I would need to sign on 7 new clients in August. So that's why it's a stretch goal. That's a stretch. Firm deals, 3 per month. I am behind in my transactions. So I'm behind by 3. So if I stretched to 6 transactions, which I have no listings right now, I do have a buyer client that I've signed on. And once we buy a house, he will also be selling his house. We helped him purchase it back in 2017. It was his very first home. So now he's ready to upsize. And so we put an offer in on a property last week. We didn't get it. We were competing. And so Ryan is out. He left. He went back to the city today to show a couple more houses. And then, yeah, so once we find something, then we'll be selling his house. So, I mean, that would be great if they happened in the month of August. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, so that is that. So that is this month's goals. I do need to also do my goals. Those are my goals as far as my numbers. And now what I need to do, and I'm going to speed this part up here. I won't be talking through this part, is do my goals for August here. I haven't even done a brain dump yet. It's because I've been on vacation and I've just been having a great time. We bought, or I shouldn't say we, Ryan bought me a huge flamingo floaty. I'll insert a video here so you can see it. So he bought it at Canadian Tire. And I've been looking online, and they can be upwards of $500. So he found this one. It was $90, but on sale for $69. And it was a lot bigger than what we thought. So Ryan was blowing it up yesterday. He has an air compressor, so he was blowing it up. And oh my gosh, it like took up half of our living room. It was so funny. It's 7 feet across, and it can hold up to 300 pounds. So we're like, this is awesome. So, yeah, so that was just yesterday. So I spent 2 hours out at the lake yesterday, and on that floaty, you guys, anybody else sensitive, I still feel like I'm like moving. It was worse yesterday, like last night, because I was having so much fun. I didn't even realize. Same with when I go on the wave runner. I'm a little bit woozy after, but oh my gosh, I still feel like I'm moving. So I'm gonna have to get used to that. It's just so much fun. I don't know what my point was in telling you that. I think just that I have not even been thinking about my goals for next month. I'm just having so much fun being at the water, and just relaxing. It's been lovely. Okay. So I'm going to speed this part up. I will go through this. I'm going to go through and refer to like what were my goals for the year, see where I'm at, and I'm going to put it all down on my August, like my goals for this quarter, what I feel is realistic for this month, and so on. And then I will share it with you when I'm done. I will lift this up a little bit so hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and hopefully it's not too dark. I'm using natural light because it's only almost 1:30. The sun just came out, so yeah, hopefully it's not too dark. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up. All right, so my goals: self-care, business, and development. Those are my top 3 goals for the year. Financial / business, wellness, and then development. So a lot of it's the same routine. So working on getting to bed earlier. I'm not going to set a goal of be in bed by this time every night. I've tried that. I'm not good if the goal is too drastic of a change. So just work on getting to bed earlier. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. Could be 15 minutes. Get to bed 15 minutes earlier each night until I'm in bed, you know, lights out, done my evening routine, all of that by a certain time. And then 10 minutes of movement per day. So I'm going to be doing a habit for August of 10 minutes of exercise a day. There's some days like I'll go for an hour-long hike, I'll do a 45-minute yoga class, things like that. And then there's other days that I do absolutely nothing. So that's why I did that. Like even on the days that I'm not planning on, or maybe I don't have time for, I just want to do 10 minutes of something. And I figure 10 minutes I can do that. Like I can make the time for 10 minutes, even if it's stretching for 10 minutes, if it is doing my foam roller, because I don't do that enough, for 10 minutes, doing 10 minutes of core, just something every single day, because it keeps me, for the most part, keeps me out of pain. And it just helps me feel relaxed as well when I just stop what I'm doing and take that time. So that's a goal that I have. And then meals, eating my meals at the same time every day, because I can like wake up and I have to wait an hour before eating after waking up because I take my thyroid medication. And so during that hour, sometimes I will do some sort of exercise and then I just get on with my day. And next thing you know, it's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours later, and I'm a bit lightheaded at that point and I'm not feeling well. So, you know, sometimes I can go for long gaps without eating and then, and I crash. Like that's just not good for me. So yeah, eating at the same time is important. Staying focused on my business. Main thing is working. So my goal is to work Monday to Wednesday for August. We'll see. I plan on taking the last 2 weeks of August off. So we'll see how that goes. But if I am working those 3 days, it's not that I'm working 8 hours a day for those 3 days. It's like at the very least, I have to do an hour of calls. Like that's not hard I can do that. Following my schedule, role play and supporting Tyler where needed. That's very important. And then my development is my human design journey. So I will be finishing my projector course today. Well, I still have 2.5 days. So I'll definitely be finishing it by end of day Monday. Okay. And then I will be starting on this next course that I'm doing called HDX. And that's all about, so my projector course is specific to my human design type, which is I'm a projector, but the HDX is learning about all types. So I'm going to be starting that once I'm finished with my projector course, and then journal about my journey and my ahas, and making affirmations sort of around that as part of my deconditioning journey is, making my affirmations. So those are my goals for August. Now it's time to schedule my month. I don't think I even have a whole lot scheduled yet because we've been off. I'm going to take a look. All right, just had to open everything up on my laptop. So I have quite a few closings this month. So I'm going to write in my closings. Probably going to speed this part up. So I'm going to write in my closings, my focuses, and then get my month scheduled. I did do a separate video on how I decorated this. I'll link it below if you're interested in that. this is what I have come up with. So I've got all my closings in there for August. My main focus for social media, doing my weekly market minutes, time block content planning. That's my biggest issue. Is I do all like bulk record a lot of reels, and then I need to come up with the captions and how to relate it to real estate, and I just don't take the time to do that. So I think I have like 35 in my drafts right now, and it's like I need to get through those. And I do want to be able to post 3 reels a week. Main focus, following my time block schedule, review my goals daily to keep them top of mind. And then here are my numbers. I guess I should write that in, activity numbers. Okay, and then my schedule looks pretty barren at the moment. So yeah, I did that on purpose. I didn't schedule a lot. Like I've rebooked things to September, because I just, you know, we want to leave August open as much as we can to get to the cottage and just take that time. So I do have a girls' weekend next weekend. So excited for that. And then, so we've got our team meeting to do our month recap, visit with a couple clients. We helped them buy their house, and they did a renovation. So they've invited us over to see it and just to chat and catch up. So we're doing that. And then I've got my coaching calls, and I've got physiotherapy, and my daughter has a doctor's appointment I'm taking her to. This is to indicate my filming for the my market minute. I will have to this week also do my July recap once we get the stats from the board office. So that hopefully will happen Wednesday, but if not, it'll be one of these days. That's it. It's wide open. So for vacation time and any appointments that I do book for work. And then as far as my master task list, I've got that done as well. Here's last month, or this month's July. And I got a lot done. Feels good. So yeah, we've decided to, I don't know if I've shared that with you guys, to raise our cottage. So when it rains, there's no real sewers here where my cottage is. So I'll insert a picture. We got a lot of rain today, and it just, like, if the grass can't absorb it, like if it can't soak into the ground, like it raises. And it was about 4 inches away from the bottom of our cottage. So that made us a little nervous, and it doesn't happen a lot. I'm looking outside now, and it's pretty much, I mean, it stopped raining 2 hours ago, and it's pretty much dried up now. But I mean, our cottage has been here since the 50s, and water has never gotten in. However, we do want to raise it because we want to winterize it so that we can enjoy it in the winter. Because right now it's a seasonal cottage. So anyways, so I contacted the guy today who does the cottage raising here, and he's been doing it for 30 years. So he told me exactly who to call. Maybe I'll save that story for another time. We did look into when we first bought the cottage. We went through an engineer from Toronto, and he clearly wasn't familiar with this area, and what he was recommending for the foundation was all wrong. Anyways, so yeah, so today Ryan and I were like, we just need to get this done. It's expensive, but it's necessary. So anyways, so yeah, that's that. That is done. Okay, so now, hopefully I'm not too all over the place here in this video. I just kind of wanted to explain, if you saw that, call the engineer for the cottage. Like, huh, what the heck? What is that all about? We need to raise our cottage. Grading is an issue here too. So as people have improved the grading on their property, the people who have not improved the grading, so for example, like the previous owners never did that for this one. This cottage has never been raised. So we're on our street, we're the lowest. So where does the water go when it rains? It has no choice but to go on our property, on our lawn. And yeah, not fun. Like I said, it doesn't happen a lot. If it's just a regular rainfall, it's fine. But this was like, we got a lot of rain. It started raining at, like, I don't know, 2 in the morning, and it just didn't stop until quarter to 12 today. So that's a long time that was a lot of rain. So of course it's gonna pool up, but it was getting a little scary there. Okay. I made, if you missed this video, I just posted it. I made tab dividers, sterling ink tab dividers. So I'm gonna put these in and get this set up. Yeah, so I made some top tab and side tab dividers with sterling ink vellum, because as much as like I love these that I made, the whole junk journaling vibe, I'm not liking how they don't match the sterling ink that I have in here. So I took out my top dividers because I'm switching things up. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to leave this in here for now, although I don't know that that really matches, but it's too pretty to take out. So yeah, like I just love, I love how these look. The sterling ink is just so pretty. Is it taller? It is taller. I may have to trim that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trim that. Okay, so we've got that. It's my personal section. So there's the side tabs. I just love that clean, clear aesthetic look. We'll see. I might put labels on them. I might not, but for now, that's how they look. And so let's get my top tabs in. So I have 4 top tabs. I think I had one in my personal section, but I don't know that I even need it. Definitely need one here. Nope, not in the goals tab. Definitely needed one in my CEO tab to separate KPIs for my meetings. There we go. Let me know what you think. I will link that video below if you'd like to see how I made these. And I am happy with that. I just want everything to be uniform because I had these ones for the side tabs and I did have the sterling ink top tabs, and just the florals didn't match. Although these are just gorgeous. So what I will probably do is I will make top tabs with the kind of junk journaling vintage floral look as well. That way when I want to switch them up, so when I want junk journal vintage in here, I'll have a complete set, and then when I want the sterling ink, I will have a complete set. So that was the idea. When I get home, I may change this out, although that does look pretty. I love how that looks when you open it. It's just, these are from Jane's Agenda. It's just that they don't match these florals, but I don't know. What do you think? Does that look? We'll see. We'll see how I feel as time goes on. I do have this vintage kind of envelope for my cards, so we'll see. I may change that out, and then I made this envelope at the back for my compass cards and stickers, and I made that out of like a junk journaling kit that I bought. Same with my sticky note holder. So I may make new ones with the sterling ink. That way everything kind of matches. We'll see. I may just leave this because it's at the back and it doesn't really look, doesn't look bad. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video and that video. The one I'll link below. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope that was helpful for you for planning to see how I track and measure my numbers for business. and personal as well, my health and wellness goals as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you set some amazing goals for yourself for August, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.